So in today's video, I'm going to show you 10 extremely easy creative shots that you can use for your next travel video. And the camera I'm using is the latest camera from Insta360, the Insta360 X3. So let's start with shot number 1, and this is the Pushback Follow. For this shot, you want to start in front of a moving subject or object, and then push the camera as close to the subject as possible while still keeping distance. For this shot, I'm using the 3-meter carbon fiber selfie stick from Insta360, which has been a game changer when using this camera. So for this shot, I'm starting with the selfie stick all extended as my wife starts to move across the bridge. And I'm slowly moving backwards, and as she moves past me, I start to move really slowly towards her and try to keep a consistent distance. And in the Insta360 Studio app, I can reframe the clip so I'm not inside the frame anymore, and then select the line between each keyframe and choose the last option, which will give the smoothest motion. And for export, I use ProRes to get the best image quality from the X3. And here's another example using the exact same technique. When my wife starts to walk down the stairs, I start recording from a higher altitude, and when she gets to the bottom of the stairs, I pull back and around her, following her movement. And here you can also see how stable the shot is when I'm jumping from the rock. It's pretty insane how the flow state stabilization is on the X3. It's insane. Now let's move over to shot number 2. This is the third-person drone follow. For this shot, I also used the 3-meter selfie stick and extended it all the way out. Then I just placed it above my shoulder and started walking. This is one of my favorite shots because not only can you fake a drone shot using this method, it also creates a unique third-person view, which you can later then reframe to highlight certain parts in your video, like this church for example. And if you're doing a steep climb or doing a ridgeline hike, for example, the shots you can capture will look much better than any other action camera because it records everything in 360 degrees. Unfortunately for me, I will have to wait a little bit longer to test that out, but it's definitely coming soon. Now let's jump over to shot number 3. This is the drone. Even though this can be done with any camera and a long selfie stick, the X3 has a huge advantage. Now let me show you an example here. With this single shot, I can reframe however I want, which means I got many different ways of showcasing the exact same shot without needing to move around or change the position of the camera. This means everything will be framed and you don't need to think about missing the shot at all. And it's also one of the easiest shots you can actually do with the 360 camera. All you need to do is push it high up into the air and then walk straight. That's basically the only thing I did to capture that shot. But I do recommend the 3-meter selfie stick because it has so many uses, even for vlogging or when you want to capture some creative shots. It's really something that you should consider if you don't have it already. Now, in my opinion, the Insta360 flow state stabilization is one of the best stabilizations available, which makes faking drone shots much easier. And most of the places I've been taking this camera so far has either been in places I can't fly my drone or don't want to fly it because either I don't want the attention or I don't want to bother all the people around me enjoying the day. So really something unique about a 360 camera, and like I said, you can reframe everything in the Insta360 Studio app. So you'll be able to capture something that you might have not seen yourself when you are facing forward. Moving forward, then something, you can capture this sideways pan shot, you can capture anything. It's amazing how good this is. Now moving over to shot number 4 and talking about creative shots. If you haven't watched my full video of the X3 where I show you all the benefits of this camera, the best settings, and also how to get the best export quality from this camera, I highly recommend that you check out that video after this one. Links will be down below. But creative shots is one of the coolest things you can do with this camera because you can create amazing things with minimal effort. So let's take this shot for example. Here I had the 3-meter selfie stick extended all the way and placed it between the stairs and the railing. Then I asked my wife to start walking down the stairs as I pulled the camera back and up, creating this amazing look. The only way I could pull this off without a 360 camera would be if I used a gimbal, like the new Insta360 Flow, and then use the Deep Track 3.0 to track my wife. But that would still be a bit too risky, given the small opening, and it would also take much longer to set up and shoot. Now here's another example of a creative shot. As this entrance led to a small balcony, I asked my wife to go in and out on the balcony. Here I placed the X3 in between the railing and then pushed it all the way inside the house. My wife told me when she started moving, and I pulled back out between the railing and up, creating this amazing shot. And remember, this is only a few of the creative shots that you can do with Insta360 X3. You're basically limited to your own imagination. The possibilities of a creative shot is endless. And there's tons of different videos out there on YouTube, for example, TikTok, and also Instagram that shows you some really amazing shots that you can go out and try yourself. Now, before we move over to number 5, don't you just love it when everything works out? I mean, when you're able to create all these unique shots with one single camera, and the effort you have to put into it is also less than most other action cameras. The same thing goes for sound effects, background music, and cinematic travel music. When it works, right? And that turns us over to the sponsor of today's video, which is Epidemic Sound. Now, I've been using Epidemic Sound for 6 years, and I've never thought about changing because it just works. So why would I spend more money or spend more time trying to find the music that I want when Epidemic Sound has the easiest way of doing so? So when I was looking for music for the sequence which you saw at the beginning, you can see that this has this sort of pirate vibe. I also wanted some pirate music for that, which was subtle, not too intense, but subtle. And it took me about 1 or 2 searches and I found the track I wanted to use. And let's say if you have one song you like and you want to use similar songs in the future, let's say you're going on a trip and you want to spend less time looking for assets when you're out traveling and editing your videos, you can use the Find Similar button, which I use all the time. And if you ask me, this is a game changer. It allows me to find similar tracks to download, and when I'm out traveling, I already have the music downloaded, so I can just pick the one I want and add it to the timeline and move on with my edit, instead of browsing through page after page to find similar tracks. So this is one of the most unique ways you can use Epidemic Sound. And they also have more than 90,000 sound effects, so you will be able to find anything that you would need for your videos. So I really suggest, if you haven't been testing it out, that you do like me and just start with a 30-day free trial using the link in the description. And like I said, I've been using this for 6 years, almost 7 years now. It basically has everything that I need for when I'm making videos here in the studio, when I'm out traveling, or when I do a hike with my family. Whatever, it has everything that I need. So why bother changing or looking anywhere else? There's no point. I like to have everything in one place. So 30 days free trial, links in the description. Make sure to check it out if you haven't tested it already. Now, let's move over to shot number 5. This is what I call the vlog. This is the vlog shot. Now, whether you do a vlog or not, this shot creates a unique perspective when you're out traveling or you just want to shoot some content which includes yourself or the group you're traveling with. Here I use both the 114 centimeter and the 3-meter selfie stick, and the only thing you need to do is to hold it like a selfie stick and you're done. And one of the awesome things with this is that you can later deep track yourself in the Insta360 Studio app, or another person if you want to track someone else, which will actively keep you in frame throughout the duration of the tracking. And let's say if you want to be in the frame the entire time, this is definitely the way to do, instead of adding keyframes for each turn you do with the camera. Now, let's move over to number 6. This is what I call the backpack. this is the backpack shot, and you've probably seen this before. So the reason I've called this the backpack is because the only thing you need to do is to place the camera on a selfie stick and then mount the selfie stick to your backpack. For this shot, you can either place the camera in one of your side pockets, or if you have a backpack which has a dedicated pouch for a tripod, you can also use this to better center the camera. Now, using the backpack shot, you're all hands-free when you're hiking, riding your bike, or for example, traveling. And not only are you free to use both of your hands, this also creates some amazing shots and can be used to fake drone shots, create the well-known GTA 5 third-person look, and even show the surroundings around you. And if you want a bigger perspective of this, you can easily extend the selfie stick to your desired height. Now, shot number 7. This is the fake FPV look. Now, this is one of the harder shots to pull off, since you have to move quite fast in order to make this effect look better. But in this example, I found this old bunker here where I placed the X3 and started following the path. Then after some time, I raised the camera and pushed it between some trees before I revealed the ocean. And inside the Insta360 Studio app, I added some keyframes and a rotation, and this was the result. Now, it's not as good as I was hoping for, but with some speed added to this, or having some faster movement when shooting this, it would definitely look better. But something that I really recommend that you test out, if you have the X3, and if you don't have the X3, there will be a link down in the description with some free accessories as well, if you want to get your hands on one of the best action cameras, if not the best and most versatile action camera on the market, which will quickly become your favorite action camera to bring on every single trip. Now, moving fast over to shot number 8. This is the Dolly Shot, or the forward push. This is one of the easiest and most cinematic shots you can do with a 360 camera. It works in the same way as a fake drone shot, but not as high. So for this shot, you have the X3 extended on a selfie stick or not. It's completely up to you, but using a selfie stick definitely helps. And just like the name of the shot, you push forward to create this Dolly Shot effect. And adding some music, sound effects, color grading, and some cinematic bars to this, you have a short sequence that looks like this. Now, moving over to shot number 9, and this is the crane. And this is something that you definitely need to use because it's so powerful. And it actually becomes more powerful with the 360 camera because of the reframing options you have in the Insta360 Studio app. So for this shot, for example, I used the 3-meter selfie stick and started at the ground level. I asked my wife to cross the bridge as I pushed the camera up, and the final result of this sequence looks like this. Number 10. This is not a creative shot, but it's a tip for better quality. Always export your videos in ProRes using a computer and the Insta360 Studio app if you're not using the GoPro Reframe add-on. And if your computer can't handle the ProRes files, make sure to make proxies, because at the end, the quality of your videos will be much better when exported in ProRes. A good example is my previous X3 video where I filmed most of the shots you've seen in this video. That video is entirely exported in ProRes and the quality looks amazing if you ask me. But what also helps is to have some good color grading added to your footage, which also enhances the overall quality of the video coming from the X3. My signature LUTs are designed to work with any camera to optimize the look and enhance the overall image quality without compensating on export quality. And all of the shots that you've seen in this video has been graded with my signature LUTs, which was added directly to the clips without any color correction needed. So if you want to add a unique cinematic travel look to your videos without needing to spend hours on correcting pre-made LUTs which has correction built into them, then make sure to check out my signature LUTs down below. So there you have 9 creative cinematic travel shots and a pro tip for better quality, which you can do on your next trip without putting much effort into creating awesome content. Now let me know what you think of the shot list. There is also a link to the X3 which includes free accessories down in the description below, so make sure to check that out as well. And make sure to grab hold of the 3-meter selfie stick. It's a must if you ask me. Also down there in the description. That wraps it up. I really hope that you found some value in today's video, and if you did, make sure to let me know by dropping a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure that you have subscribed and turned on the notifications. And until next time, take care, and I will catch you soon.